With the release of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, we thought this would be the perfect opportunity to sum up this epic space opera that audiences have enjoyed for over 40 years. Here's your IMDb cheat sheet for Star Wars. And spoiler alert, before we go back a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And we mean like a long, long time ago. Like prequel long time ago. Meet our young protagonist, Anakin Skywalker, who lives on the desert planet Tatooine searching for his place in the galaxy. Yippee! He teams up with everyone's favorite Gungan, Jar Jar Binks, an old Jedi named Qui-Gon Jinn, a young Jedi named Obi-Wan Kenobi, two best friend droids, C-3PO and R2-D2, to help Princess Amidala, aka Padme. Qui-Gon believes that Anakin, whose midichlorian count is off the charts, will bring balance to the Force. But the Jedi Council see much fear in young Anakin, especially Master Yoda.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
Meanwhile, Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Sidious, is pulling all kinds of strings from the background. He's just up to no good. His apprentice, Darth Maul, shows up with a double-sided lightsaber, kills Qui-Gon Jinn, gets cut in half, massive interplanetary trade dispute, wacky Gungan droid battle, this is pod racing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Sort of a happy ending, I guess. Until an army of clones pops up.
Yes. A clone army.
Anakin's grown up and is continuing his Jedi training under Obi-Wan. There's a new Sith Lord, Count Saruman, Dooku, and Samuel L. Jackson has a purple lightsaber. Anakin and Padme fall in love, while Chancellor Palpatine, who's been moonlighting as Darth Sidious, seizes control of the Republic and the clone army. Oh, and hey, real quick, Huda Man? Yoda Man. Then, the Sith are finally ready for their revenge in Episode 3. Palpatine seduces Anakin to the dark side and orders the clone troopers to kill all Jedis, essentially gaining... He gets a new perfect bad guy name, the Emperor. Ooh. Anakin breaks Padme's heart. She actually dies from this, but not before giving birth to twins, Luke and Leia. Obi-Wan and Anakin lightsaber fight.
You underestimate my power!
Anakin loses a lot of limbs, his wife, and his mentor, but gains a fancy new suit, a bad guy named Darth Vader, and a deep resonating voice. But thankfully, Obi-Wan and Yoda hide Luke and Leia away from the newly formed Empire. So that's pretty much it. Happy ending, everything's gonna be okay. Oh wait, these are just the prequels. It's been about 19 years since the rise of the Empire, so meet our new protagonist, Luke Skywalker, who lives on the desert planet Tatooine searching for his place in the galaxy. He teams up with old Obi-Wan Kenobi, two best friend droids, C-3PO and R2-D2, everyone's favorite Wookiee Chewbacca, and the swashbuckling smuggler Han Solo, who clearly shot first, maybe, depending on what version of the movie you watch. McClunky. They all hop on the Millennium Falcon to go rescue Princess Leia, who's being held captive on the planet-destroying Death Star by Darth Vader. He's got this thing about choking people without his hands.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
And killing Obi-Wan Kenobi with his lightsaber. No! The heroes join the rebellion against the Empire, get some plans, and Luke uses the Force to blow up the Death Star. Cool, everyone gets medals except for Chewie and the droids. Then the Empire strikes back. Our heroes are still fighting alongside the rebellion against the Empire. Luke kisses Princess Leia, making Han jealous. Trust us, this gets very confusing for everyone involved later on. Then he travels to a swamp planet to learn from Jedi Master Yoda. They train and sweat and lift an X-Wing out of a swamp. Meanwhile, Leia and Han meet up with Lando Calrissian, who secretly gives them up to the Empire. Han gets frozen in carbonite, but not before saying I love you to Leia in his own sexy way.
I love you.
I know.
Luke heads back to save them, lightsaber fights with Darth Vader, loses a hand, but gains a father.
I am your father.
Then Luke returns as a Jedi with a green lightsaber to rescue Han and Leia from space gangster slug Jabba the Hutt. Han and Leia team up with these adorable Ewoks to take down the shield of Death Star 2.0 so Lando and the rest of the rebels can fly in and destroy it. Admiral Akbar says it's a trap and the internet loves it. Luke hashes out some daddy issues with Vader, learns Leia is his sister. Okay. Thankfully, Vader learns the power of love and throws out that jerk Emperor. Happy ending, Empire's destroyed, Ghost Dad and Mentor smile on in approval. And family dinners at the Skywalker Ranch are gonna be real awkward after that kiss. Ugh, stop cutting back to it, we don't need to see it again. And now the new films, which take place 30 years after Return of the Jedi. Meet Rey, our young protagonist who lives on a desert planet that's not Tatooine, searching for a blaze in the galaxy. She teams up with old man Han Solo, everyone's favorite Wookiee Chewbacca, new younger Han Solo named Poe, a good stormtrooper named Finn, and round-rolly droid BB-8 who's got a map that leads to Luke Skywalker.
The Jedi were real.
I used to wonder about that myself.
The rebellion is now called the Resistance, and it's led by General Leia, who wants that map to her brother. Meanwhile, the Empire has been rebranded as the First Order, and the Death Star has been rebranded as Star Killer Base. They also really want that map. The First Order has their own new Darth Vader too, Kylo Ren. He's got some real anger issues. Rey is just busting at the seams with the Force, the artist formerly known as midichlorians, which catches the eye of Kylo. Kylo, aka Ben Solo, is a former student of Luke and the son of Leia and Han. He's unfortunately turned to the dark side thanks to the mysterious, evil Emperor, Supreme Leader Snoke. Kylo hashes out his daddy issues with Han. But thankfully, the good guys save the day and blow up the Star Killer. And Rey goes off to train with Luke. Oh, and R2-D2 and C-3PO, they help out. And C-3PO has a red arm. Then, in The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker's a real curmudgeon who doesn't want Rey hanging out on his rock island.
Go away!
But she stays anyway, and he gives her an accelerated Force 101 course. Meanwhile, Finn teams up with Rose, a member of the Resistance, to deactivate a tracking device from the First Order. Then they rescue some horse aliens at a casino. They team up with Benicio del Toro, who's kind of like a hacker, but then he betrays them after he says he's gonna help them. Princess Leia flies through space, and Laura Dern has purple hair, just like Sam Jackson's purple lightsaber. The two of them worked in Jurassic Park. You see how everything just comes together in the Star Wars universe?
Hold on to your butts.
Meanwhile, Rey sees herself in a creepy dark side mirror. Looks like we have episode 2 Attack of the Reys over here. Am I right? Anywho, Luke drinks some green milk, throws away his lightsaber, talks with puppet ghost Yoda, and yells at Rey for Force Skyping with a shirtless Kylo Ren. So it's revealed that Luke put himself in exile because his Jedi school went out of business, and he failed Kylo Ren, who was ultimately consumed by the dark side. But Rey sees the good in Kylo and decides to meet him IRL. And hey, she also meets Supreme Leader Snoke. What's his backstory? Doesn't matter, Snoke dead. Kylo kills Snoke and wants to team up with Rey to rule over the galaxy. She's not ready for that type of commitment just yet, so she pieces out and meets up with Poe, Finn, General Leia, and the rest of the Resistance who have been space chased by the First Order. Luke force projects himself last minute to save the day, distracting Kylo and the First Order long enough for our heroes to escape.
And I will not be the last Jedi.
Exhausted, Luke peacefully fades away into it's like Force Heaven. So with the final chapter of the Skywalker saga coming to an end in Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker, hopefully we get all these questions answered and see the return of some old favorite friends in the conclusion of this wacky space romp. Except for poor Jar Jar. I mean, not to get too political, but he did persuade the rest of the Senate to give total control over to Palpatine. He's a cool dude, I just don't ever want to see him again because of his sympathetic stance on evil. Anywho, may the Force be with you.